What's up guys, Chorus95 here and welcome to my team builder for my first outing into the underused tier on Pokemon Showdown. And it literally is my first outing. I've only done overused battles so far. And it's gone okay, but... Right, so this is my team. So I have Yuka, which is named after the best preserved woolly mammoth ever discovered. Found in Siberia, currently in a Moscow museum, I believe it's still there anyway. It's got the assault vest. I saw I had 4 moves. None of my other Pokemon have assault vests. I didn't really want to choice it in any way, so I thought I'll give it the assault vest, make it quite bulky especially. Also has thick fat, which complements the assault vest. Both fire and ice type moves are halved. It's quite standard: Ice Shard, Icicle Crash, Knockoff, Earthquake. It covers quite a lot of ground though. I do quite like using Choice Scarf on Mamoswine, but as you'll see further along, I have a different Choice Scarf Pokemon and I don't really like using 2 Choice Scarfers on the same team. It usually turns out badly. I mean, sometimes you can just sweep your opponent's entire team, but most of the time that's not true. You'll get stuck in a tricky situation where you have to switch out, but you don't have any safe switch-ins because you've got 2 Choice Scarfers. I mean, they make good revenge killers, but apart from that. Anyway, so Ice Shard for priority, since I never seem to get priority in random battles. We've got Icicle Crash, just for a more powerful ice type move. Knockoff is probably in the top 3 best moves in competitive battling, along with Scald and Stealth Rocks. So you've got to have Knockoff on. And then you've got Earthquake just for all out power. So second Pokemon, we've got the male Gyarados called Laden, which is a 100-headed dragon, sea serpent in Greek mythology, killed by Hercules. It guarded the golden apple tree in the garden of Hesperides. I've just came up with these names on the spot. I was just having a look through names that fit, because normally I don't really nickname my Pokemon, but I thought most Poketubers nickname their Pokemon, so I've got to give it a go. So it's Lumberry because I don't want to get burned. It's Intimidate instead of Moxie because it's quite bulky. It's quite bulky. Yeah, it's physically bulky Gyarados. It's actually my favourite set to run. Waterfall, Earthquake and double status. It actually puts in quite a lot of work on Ballspot. So hopefully it'll do that in UU. Gyarados is now in UU. I can't believe it. Gyarados is so powerful. So hopefully I'll put in the work here. I went with the Waterfall Earthquake combo over Crunch or Ice Fang. I just feel like it covers the most ground. Plus, I didn't really... Well, until I put Yuka in, because Yuka was the last Pokemon I put in, I didn't really have anything to deal with electric types. So I put Earthquake on Gyarados, which, using a water flying type to counteract electric types, not my best idea ever. So, yeah, that's Gyarados. I'm not sure about the EVs. I almost always put 4 in speed just in case I come up against someone who's also not using who's also got like a bulky Gyarados, and I suppose coming up against a bulky Gyarados doesn't really matter because I can't do anything to it. But in case they have a bulky Gyarados as well, I should outspeed because they won't have put any speed investment. We've got Bridget, named after the Celtic Irish goddess in charge of healing. Bridget. So we've got Leftovers Chansey, Blissey with Natural Cure, Got Seismic Toss, Soft Bulge, Substitute, which I thought I'll give it a go. I could have gone more standard, gone Wish instead of Soft Boiled, and then maybe Aromatherapy. And then I've got Thunderwave as well. Blissey is my special wall, obviously. It's also got physical bulk, because if you don't invest physically on Blissey, then it's going to go down in basically one hit to anything with that base 10 defense stat. So it's quite standard Blissey there. Apart from Substitute, I just want to see if I can pull it off. Set up when you switch it in on a special attacker that you know can't really do anything to you because it doesn't have Focus Blast or anything like that. On there, switch out to a physical Pokemon, set up the sub, and if you know that can do a lot of damage to you, use the sub to get a T-Wave off on it, and then it's paralysed, and then you can switch out to something that can now outspeed and kill it. That's the idea anyway. Probably won't work like that in actual battles, but hope for the best. Right, now we have Gible, which was a Mesopotamian fire god. So I thought it suited Infernape pretty well. One of my favourite starters in Infernape. This is the Choice Scarf I mentioned when I was talking about Yuka. Got Blaze over Iron Fist because I don't have any moves that take advantage of Iron Fist, so I may as well use Blaze in case I survive an attack very low health and can get off a massively powerful Overheat. It's mixed Infernape with Overheat as my only special move, but it lowers my special attack, so that's why I did that. Got Close Combat, Gunk Shot for Fairies, U-Turn just for so I can get Switch Initiative. I think Infernape most of the time will probably be my lead. Well, and there's the stats as you can see. I went naive with the negative special defense instead of negative defense because most priority moves, which will be one of the only things that outspeeds Scarf Infernape, are physical instead of special, so it just gives me that little bit extra chance of surviving. I mean, it's not much, it's like 18 points, but you never know, it could make all the difference. So yeah, as I said, Gible will either be leading or Hypatia will be leading, the Azelf. So it's Focus Sash Azelf, Levitate, with Psyshock, Energy Ball, U-Turn and Stealth Rock. I originally had Fire Blast on to deal with Steel types, but after looking at my team I noticed I had no grass moves at all, and Swampert is in this tier. So yeah, I need a grass move to take out Swampert. I had thought about going for Grass Knot, which I'm going during the week when we battle with this team. As we see what works, what doesn't work, I'm going to change the team around. So at the end of the week, the team will probably be very different to what it is now. All the Pokemon I think are going to remain the same, but the movesets are probably going to change, and I may change a few EV spreads depending on what attacks I'm not living that I possibly could live if I invested more in HP or in defense or special defense. U-Turn, more Switch Initiative, and this is my Stealth Rocker. I don't have a Defogger or a Rapid Spinner, which could be a problem. Like I said, I haven't played UU Showdown, so I don't know how prevalent Stealth Rocks are. I'm assuming basically everyone has them, but they're not that much of a problem for my team. Only Gyarados is actually weak, and they'll take 25%. Everyone else is neutral. So I think I'll be okay. Might come to regret that, but yeah, Hypatia is my Stealth Rock user. Hypatia was the female head of a Neoplatonic school in Alexandria, so it's just one of the most famous female mathematicians from like the classical European era. And then finally we have Pheidippides, who is the runner who ran from Marathon to Athens to deliver the news of their victory over the Persians. So I thought it was quite a good name for Jolteon, since it's so fast. So fast. And we'll have more switch initiative with Volt Switch, so we'll have Volt Turn action going on. Volt Absorb gives us an electric immunity, protects Leyden from the electric moves coming at him. I mean, so does Yuka, but Choice Specs, Volt Switch Shadow Ball, Hidden Power Ice, and Discharge. Discharge less powerful than Thunderbolt, but I just love that 30% chance to paralyze Pokemon. It's the same chance Scald has to burn your opponents, and Scald seems to get burned more closely to like 50% chance. So hopefully Discharge will be like that as well. I mean, that does mean I have 3 paralyzers basically. And I think I actually find Paralysis more annoying than Burn. I mean, Sleep and Freeze are the most annoying, but I think Paralysis is a close third for me. So Hidden Power Ice to take out dragons and ground types. Shadow Ball, the only other real move Jolteon has specially is Signal Beam. And I just think Shadow Ball might be a bit more helpful. There's quite a few psychic types if we have a look. There's quite a few psychic types with like Cress, Espeon, Azelf, Gardevoir, Hoopa, and even Metagross. There's quite a lot of psychic types in UU now, so I think Shadow Ball will be quite a bit more helpful. I mean, I suppose Signal Beam also hits psychic types super effectively, so I could consider that. I'm thinking about switching. There's not many grass types, there's only really Mega Sceptile, Shaman, Whimsicott. I'll have a think about it. I'll probably keep Shadow Ball for the first battle, but if we come up against Pokemon where Signal Beam would have been more advantageous, we might switch over. And of course, max special attack, max speed, timid nature, just 4 in special defense. And that is going to be that. So this is our team for UU. As you can see, it's valid. So yeah, leave down in the comments any ideas for how I can improve the team, how you think I'm going to improve it during the week's battles, all the glaring mistakes that I've made. And make sure to drop a like, leave your suggestions for what I should do next week. I think I'm going to do OU next week. So yeah, leave your suggestions for that. Leave a like on the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.